This is 33% Pulp, squeezing the best out of 1/3 of a book. We each read a different third of a book we choose based entirely on the cover, and then we recap it to each other across 3 episodes. I'm Amber. That's Daniel.
Hello.
And that's Lindsay.
Hi.
As a pre-show reminder, we're holding a drawing for copies of this book for those who rate and review us on iTunes. And anyone who leaves a review will send a bookmark.
This is the 3rd episode of our 3-part recap of the book, The Man From Pansy. Disclaimer, spoilers ahead.
All right, so, the beginning third, we met Buzz Cardigan, who is writing a report for his boss, not named Grisdale. What's his boss name?
Griffin?
Griffin. He's writing a report for, it's Report 1000 for Lawrence Griffin, his superior. He's undercover in Los Angeles as a gay man, trying to get to the bottom of this communist porn
Right.
gay sex ring.
Blackmail ring, yeah.
Right. Okay. So then in my third, the first thing that we talk about is Buzz coming home. He's thinking about all the sex that everyone else is having but him, because he's gay but not gay. And so he can't have sex because he has to be gay. Sorry. Buzzkill.
Get it?
Buzzkill.
Get it?
Then Bev shows up unexpectedly in her skin-tight gold lame pants and her unbuttoned button-up t-shirt. Not t-shirt,
Button-up shirt,
whatever. Yeah. Whatever. Her boobs are, like, out and about.
Out and about.
She tells him she loves him, and also tells him about the 2 people that were whisked away from DC Smithers and the blackmail going on there. Then we meet Chad and Martha again, who are both about to die. They die, and then we go to a party. A party where Buzz is trying to get close to DC Smithers so that he can get some information about the Cuban Reds from him. But it ends up not working out so well. DC Smithers gets put in the hospital, and then the next day he's gone because somebody's taken him. Then we follow Buzz as he's following Jack Monterey. He's at the Dragnet. He's listening in on his conversation with this guy who's like trying to get money from him now that DC Smithers is out of the picture. And then he gets knocked out and he's being held captive by the mobsters in drag. Right.
Yes.
Susie Q. Yeah. But he beats them up and he's fine. Then he can't, since he didn't get any information from Jack, because, the next day he goes to try and see if he can convince him to tell him who the leader is, but Jack won't budge on that. So then he heads to the Queen's Court, where he's waiting for someone to approach him, and here comes Wee Willie Hancock, who is the suave bisexual who apparently people don't approach, he approaches them. And the 2 of them, he gets approached by Willie, and the 2 of them head to his apartment. And that's it.
Yeah.
So they're going, so where we left with you is Willie and Buzz are going back to someone's apartment.
To Wee Willie Hancock's.
To Wee Willie Hancock's apartment. And I'll just start my third by saying you guys are in for a real treat, in that
Are there boners?
You're in for a treat because it's going to be over soon. And twists and turns galore. You made some predictions last time that just had me giggling.
Yeah, Bev Tyler. She's the one. She's got problems. She's involved.
We will see Bev again. Well, we won't. We will hear Bev again. We'll hear from Bev again. But let me just start. So Buzz is following a man named Wee Willie to an apartment in Sherman Oaks to hook up with him.
Sherman Oaks. It would be the valley.
Yeah. It's like they're like driving out and he's describing this suburban, kind of like, why am I in Sherman Oaks? But they get into his apartment. Buzz looks around and he is not impressed by the decor. It's like, there's like no sense of style. It's all kind of bland. And Willie jumps in the shower.
Wait, Buzz is not impressed by the...
Buzz is not impressed, no. This is Willie's apartment.
He's got internalized homophobia. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
So Willie,
He also like critiqued his own apartment. Remember, it was like
Yes.
a straight man, or no, a gay man pretending to be straight.
Yeah.
And he was like saying, "Oh, look at that fucking thing on the wall. That's so like." What?
Mask.
I'm
Right.
sorry, I just did a gay thing.
No, I know. Yeah.
Was that gay that I just did?
I don't know what you're doing right now.
I'm doing like I'm
She's
holding
doing
a
a
tray.
hand motion. I don't know what's happening.
Well, if it's a lip
Apparently
wrist,
it's
then
gay.
it's gay.
By the way, Lindsay and I are in the same place again
Yeah.
this time.
Oh, yeah.
Just to let people know that.
For listeners who haven't heard, we all live in different cities, but sometimes I get really jealous because you guys get to record together. But then I'm going to be in LA next month, or in January. We're going to record together. Anyway,
We should all try to record
that'd be
together.
so
Yeah, we should.
cool.
Yay!
Yeah, that'd be
okay.
fun. That would be fun.
So she's not impressed with the decor.
Willie's apartment sucks. Okay, so Willie takes a shower. He comes out in his towel and he like lounges on a chair and lights a lavender cigarette.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's like a suave bisexual man
yes.
who like
No, I'm curious about lavender cigarettes.
I know. I had to Google it. I'd never heard of them before, and now I want to smoke. I don't smoke,
It's
but
a
I
thing?
want to smoke a lavender. Yeah, they're beautiful. They look really. I mean, it's just like the herb.
Dear
lavender.
listeners, if you have
Please don't
access to
smoke.
lavender cigarettes, email us at the address that we will give you later in the episode.
Ooh, cliffhanger.
oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm only halfway through paragraph 1. We have got to get through this. Okay, he starts talking to Buzz. Willie starts talking to Buzz about Buzz's reputation and his lover in Washington who's keeping him. And he says, look, I want you, Buzz, but I want you completely. I want to buy you out from him. And Buzz is like, you can't buy me. I'm not a slave. Also, your apartment sucks, so there's no way you can afford me. And,
Oh my God.
and then Buzz realizes, probably something else besides sweet suburban seduction is going on here. So Willie asks, Willie's like, I can buy you. I can actually pay twice as much. This is just my shitty apartment where I have like gross hookups. Can I talk directly to your boyfriend? What's his name? And then Buzz says, this, and he grabs Willie by the shoulders because Willie's naked except for a towel. So he just grabs him by the shoulders and he like threatens to punch him. And he says, I'm going to punch you if you don't tell me who you're working for. And Willie just starts sobbing and like goes on. He's like, please don't hurt me. I hate to be hurt. I hate it.
Oh, for goodness sake.
I know. And like, don't we all hate to be hurt?
Right,
I don't know. He just like loses it. Willie loses it. And he's like, fine, I'll tell you who I'm working for. So Buzz lets go of him and he stands there waiting when Chung, capital CHUNGH, Chung,
Okay.
someone shoots Willie dead in the chest. And
What the
chapter
fuck is that sound?
Well,
Chung.
That's the sound of a gun.
don't forget this particular author, Don Rico, also like wrote episodes, comic books for like Iron Man.
That's
and, like, several
right.
other-
Oh, okay.
So like pow, boom, yeah, that sort of thing.
Exactly. So
Chung.
So
yeah,
Chung
there's
is a gun.
tons
A
of
bullet
like
coming out of
old
a
sound effects that
Yeah.
don't necessarily make sense. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So somebody shoots Willie dead in the chest. In chapter 15.
Sad.
Chapter 16. Try anything funny and you'll get a slug where you won't like it, says a voice that could only belong to one man, Jazzy Gunner, a brutal killer.
Fucking Jazzy. Yeah.
Jazzy had been hiding in the apartment the whole time to get Buzz's boyfriend's name and to make sure that Willie didn't mess up. But
How did Jazzy know that they were going to go back to Willie's apartment?
Oh, you're gonna hear all about it.
Oh, okay.
So Buzz, is standing there while he doesn't have his gun on him, as we know, and
Right.
Jazzy's holding a gun, and Buzz recalls what Jazzy did to DC Smithers, and he decides to cooperate. So he sits down. Buzz sits down in a chair, and Jazzy says, "Look, I know you're a G-man, and this whole Funyun business is just a ruse."
Oh. Funyuns.
I don't get it.
Instead
Lindsay.
of the other word.
Oh!
Oh,
Funyuns.
Funyun business.
I'm like, what?
This whole Funyun business is just a ruse to get to our boss and find out what's going on. And Buzz is like, yeah, that's right. What is going on? And this is where we start wrapping up the book by having all the bad guys describe exactly what they're doing and why, which is super confusing.
Oh my god.
Yes!
So Jazzy's like, okay, we all heard you were kicked out of the Secret Service for being a queer, but we had to find out if that was true or not. So we tried again and again to trip you up. And I was just like, man, what could have possibly happened in the first 150 pages of this book?
Right.
But then you guys explained it, and it was all that and more. So Jazzy explains, we've got this business going, and we need guys like you and your rich boyfriend, but we had to make sure you were legit, you know, because they were going to abduct. It sounds like they were going to abduct Buzz and hope that his boyfriend would pay, you know, a hefty fee. And Buzz asks, well, what business? And Jazzy's like, you know what business, but I might as well spell it out for you since clearly nothing's going to go wrong here. We know you're still an agent and you were sent here to break up our racket with Fidel Castro, where we use flambés to collect money from rich boyfriends.
Okay.
The
So like Rough
situation is
Rider,
bad for me. I
Cloud
agree.
Hopper, DC, Smithers.
All flambés.
Flambés.
Funyuns.
Buzz-
Other fried onion chips are available.
Buzz says, the situation is bad for me. I agreed. You hit it, Buster. Now I'll hit you. I gulped and he grinned. Not that way. That way'll come later. I'm going to hit you with some hard facts. Then'll come the hard fists. Ready?
But he has a gun, though. Like, why doesn't he
know.
just fucking shoot it?
Why doesn't he shoot it? Yeah, he's like, first I'm going to explain to you everything, and then I'm going to punch you. Are you ready?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna punch you.
Yes, exactly.
This is like in Night of the Crabs where the guy was like, okay, bullets obviously don't work, so I'm gonna hit you with my fucking
punch
fist.
the crab in the face.
Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Jazzy is like bragging about all the things that have happened up until this point and like how good of a job he's done. You know, he's been one step ahead of Buzz this whole time. You know, he talks about the hamburger Hamlet. He talks about Chad. He talks about how he dressed up as a doctor to get Smithers out of the hospital.
okay.
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
He's talking about Monterey and Dragnet and a perfume. And I'm just like, what the hell has happened in 150 pages? Yeah.
So he kind of recapped it for you a little bit before.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really convenient. And so Jazzy's bragging on, and then he says, in fact, we've got a plan for you right now. After Jazzy hits him with some hard fists, they're gonna, quote, fix it so you look frothy as hell in movies and everything. Not frothy, though.
Ooh.
For the government to see.
Mm-hmm.
And if they want to see you in that shape, well, I gotta say, this is a rotten country you're working for. So he's not gonna kill Buzz. He's gonna...
They're gonna make a video.
Yeah, they're gonna make a video.
And they're gonna put it on
Straight to VHS.
Straight to VHS.
or whatever the fuck
they
it
don't
was.
even have VHS
no,
yet.
in
It's
1967.
Yeah. So, anyway, that is the end of chapter 16. I was so thoroughly confused at this point, but it's all starting to come together.
Okay.
So chapter 17, Buzz is like, well, I am in a pickle. I have no gun. This guy's a brute, and all I can hope to do is outsmart him. So he asks Jazzy, what's in this for you? What's your personal reason? Like, you could make more money working for the mob, so why the Reds? You know, why are you going with the communists?
Yeah.
And Jazzy's confused by this question, and that's when Buzz goes for the jugular, figuratively. Buzz goes, I'm going to read a little excerpt here. I know the reason, I went on, driving the words home hard. You're a flabbergast, Jazzy. Flabbergast.
But that's obvious. Like, why does he need to say that out loud?
No, hold on.
He's just being a dick.
Jazzy goes, what? What? He was a sputtering whale. He was a floundering behemoth. His eyes popped, spittle sprayed from his mouth. I had him. He was hooked. Now I had to keep playing him. The gun, you see, was still lined straight on me. That's why you go for this red bit, I barked. You got a thing going with your boss. You and he, you strip naked and you make it with each other. I repeat, Jazzy, you're as queer as a $3 bill. You. It was a wail, as strange a sound coming from a beast like Jazzy as you could ever want to hear. It was a combination coyote, wolf, and woman in labor. And the gun dropped to one side just a teensy-weensy bit. So basically, just Buzz is like, I know that Jazzy's straight, so I'm going to accuse him of being gay. And that's going to, like, crush him so
because being gay is such a bad thing.
I mean, you might as well be dead, right? So,
the homophobia in this book.
I thought Jazzy was actually gay, but he's
not. No. He's straight, and
but
Buzz...
then why would he be bothered by it if this, like, asshole is saying you're gay? Why would he be like...
Because
masculinity's so fragile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, so Buzz at this point had positioned himself in his chair just right, and while Jazzy is in, quote, an uncontrollable rage, aghast at the image Buzz had conjured up to him, Buzz throws himself forward and kicks Jazzy in the chest, knocking him down. They start fighting, they're punching, they're kicking, they're crashing over furniture and tumbling around with some vaguely sexual sounding poses, like they grope each other, they're on top of each other, they're rolling around, they have each other by the waist.
Buzz is fucking gay.
Right?
I'm telling you, Buzz has internalized homophobia. I think Jazzy, I don't know what the fuck Jazzy is, but gender is not sexuality, so he could be as butch as he fucking wants to be, but also, like, gay as fuck as well.
Well, apparently it really, bites his butt to be called gay, because he completely loses control of himself and the situation, and they're fighting, and then Buzz gouges Jazzy's eyes, blinding him.
Oh.
I know.
Oh my god.
That doesn't stop Jazzy though. Jazzy's like, I'm gonna get you, like, I know where you are, and so he charges at Buzz, only he doesn't charge at Buzz. Buzz is like a couple feet over.
Off to the side,
and and Jazzy crashes through the window of the apartment and impales himself on the fence below.
Oh. Yep. Wow.
Oh my god, that's super intense.
I know.
I love how, like, fucking Buzz's trump card in that situation with someone that has a gun is to call him gay.
You're gay!
Yeah, exactly. There's more where that comes from.
Oh my god, okay.
Yeah. So, Jazzy is impaled on the fence below. Fence is not a euphemism here. And Buzz hears the cops coming and he thinks, I have to get out of here, but I don't know how. People are crowding around outside at the scene. People are pulling up, and then I'm going to read you a little excerpt. And that's when she stepped into the room. Who?
Bev Tyler.
No.
Oh,
a chicken shorts and a halter, that's who. A doll with long, slick yellow hair and a mouth that wouldn't quit, and a figure that was only slightly top-heavy in the breast department. The rest
Sugar
of her being
Popp.
curved where it should be and straight where it should be, too.
No, this is a new girl. It's a new girl.
Yeah,
oh my god.
He wouldn't say that about Sugar Popp.
Exactly. Okay. This girl just has slightly extra large breasts, but everything's straight where it should be, so that's good. Like calves, I guess, or I don't know, those have a curve. Anyway, so Buzz follows her into her apartment next door, where she immediately gets naked. He's confused, and she's like, "Come hide in the shower, but leave your clothes on so the cops don't see them and know that you're here." And Buzz is like, "Okay." So they get in the shower, and then they introduce themselves to each other. Her name is Joya Gale, Joya. And Buzz still tries to pretend he's gay while staring at her, quote, gracefully sloping bottom. So she's running the shower. They're waiting for the cops to show up. And Buzz is like, "Hey, how did you get into that apartment, by the way?" And she's like, "Shh, not now. Then Buzz inadvertently touches her back and nearly loses his shit. And then the cop, like, backs are just like, man, how could you even be gay when women have backs, you know? So then the cops she's like, "Shh, the cops are here. Here, soap my back so that it looks like I'm taking a real shower." And she hands him the soap. And cause you can't be in a real shower without soap all over you. And so Buzz does what he's told. And he's soaping her and just appreciating everything. And then at the end of chapter 17, he decides to hell with it. And he makes some reference to Benedict Arnold, who is a traitor in the American Revolution. I had to Google that. Because he's about to blow his cover so that he can touch a boobie.
Oh, okay.
Chapter 17.
He's already done this. This is the second time he's done this in this book, then.
Exactly what I'm saying. We're going to have to talk about that. Anyway, he doesn't get to touch a boobie because a cop knocks on the door and Joya goes, "Who is it? Come on in. Doors open," which is what ladies do all the time when they're in showers. And the cop appears in the bathroom and she's flirting with him from the shower, while hiding Buzz. The cop's trying to ask her about the murders next door. He's like, "Did you hear any gunshots? Do you know these people?" But she's just like, "Oh, too bad you have to leave, officer." And he's like, like he gets all flustered. He can't be a cop around her.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cop leaves, and Buzz and Joya exit the shower, and she offers Buzz to get his clothes dried at the dry cleaner down the street, because that's all he has, And Buzz is like, "Lady, who are you? Why are you harboring me? How did you get into that apartment?" And she's like, "Later, lover," and traipses out the front door with his wet clothes, leaving Buzz alone to wonder what the hell's going on and to fantasize about her gigantic
just naked in her
boobs
apartment.
some more. Yeah, he might have a towel on. I don't know. Then I read, Buzz says he's by himself, and he says, "As soon as this is over, buddy, I told myself, I'm going to hole up in a lush hotel room with 5 of the bustiest babes in Hollywood and make up for a lot of lost time." Which I thought was like a really weird thing to put in a report to your superior. But,
Right, like,
yeah.
he's got to assert his...
Yes, big time. So a little while later, Joya and her breasts return with Buzz's suit. And somehow the way she sits down on the couch makes her bosom seem larger than ever.
Of course they do.
She's sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
She's got like her arms like pushed all the way up against her boobs so that they're
sure.
like she's sitting like in the most
like
awkward
this.
position that you possibly could on a couch.
Your arms like this?
So Buzz is like, "Well, tell me what's going on. There's 2 dead guys next door, and you invited me into your shower." And she says, "Oh, you mean Wee Willie and Jazzy Gunner?" And Buzz realizes that she must be in on the whole thing, and she's possibly dangerous. But then
After you've already slept with her.
he hasn't slept with her.
Oh, he didn't?
No.
He was...
Yeah,
He went to
that's what
grab
I
her
thought, too.
boob, but then a cop showed up.
Oh!
He was
okay.
willing to. He was definitely
He was
ready
gonna
to go.
seal the deal.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, because that's why I said, "Oh,
Okay.
this is the second time he's done it in the book."
Well, it's the
Right.
second time that he's been willing to just be like, "Never mind,
mission.
I'm not
Okay.
undercover
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
like, I
yeah.
have got
Yeah.
to touch a boob or, see
I
if
see. I see.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, Joya explains that she just owes somebody a favor, and she was placed in this apartment to intervene. Like, she had this one job, which was to intervene. And then Buzz is asking her more questions, but the more he asks, the more he realizes she is actually dumb as a rock, and she's just doing what she's told. She says, "All I've got is a body. I don't have any brains."
She said that?
She said that out loud to him, so that's something like a lot of women say.
Maybe that's like a double bluff, or like,
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
She starts telling him some story about how she, in high school, she got wrapped up in this sordid world of sex and murder, and that's how she's like here now. She owes somebody a favor, and then somebody knocks on the door, and Joya's like, "It's him," and runs to answer it. And that's the end of chapter 18. So Joya answers the door, and in walks Mel Porter.
Oh.
Mel says, "Surprised to see me here," and Buzz says, like, "Sort of. Are you mixed up with all this?" And Merle says, "No, I'm a secret agent too. Check out my badge. My orders are to watch out for you." And Joya here's an old friend who owes me a favor, and she's dumb as shit, so I can say all this in front of her. Don't worry. And Joya's just like,
God.
Oh my god! Wait, so is Sugar Popp not his sister?
Well, Buzz, without missing a beat, says, "Well, I'm not a Secret Service agent. I got kicked out for being gay, so I have nothing to say to you. Goodbye." And he strolls right out the front door, leaving them dumbfounded. Believe him? Hell, how could I believe him? Mel Porter was the guy with the exotic perfume.
Oh.
The vagina perfume?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what just happened there was Merle came in and was like, "No, I'm a Secret Service agent too." And Buzz was like, "You're absolutely not, because I keep smelling your perfume at these,
Oh.
these scenes.
So he smelled the perfume when Merle came in.
Yeah.
Got it.
So.
So it's not Bev Tyler.
So I'm sorry, guys. It's just not Bev Tyler.
No, I said that because I just wanted to say vajay. But it smelled like it reminded him of a woman.
Oh!
But hold on.
I thought it was in the book itself. Okay. Okay, wow.
Well, but there's more to it. You're not
figurative.
Yeah. You're onto something. So, anyway, so Buzz drives to the movie theater to do some thinking. There's some movie on, and he's like, "This is where I do my best thinking." And he's like, "Okay, it was."
What?
I don't know. He's like, "Okay, it was Merle all along, outside the dragnet. He's part of the gang, and he's in on all of it. But is he really smart enough to be the mastermind coordinating all of this?" Either way, I'm a dead man. So the movie ends, and Buzz heads home, where he locks himself in. And he puts the phone in the refrigerator, which I guess is what people used to do.
That's the thing that he does.
Yeah, before you could turn ringers off, they just freeze their phones. And he sits down to write his final report to Griffin. He's pretty sure that, like, he's about to be killed at any minute. So he's like, I gotta get this report out. End of chapter 19. Huh. Chapter 20 starts. It's the next morning, and Buzz says, "Hey, I'm still alive, and the case is busted wide open. Here's what happened." So that morning, Buzz heads to the post office to mail his report. He's still convinced the bad guys were closing in on him, and so he's still, quote, trying to look as gay as a Hollywood bachelor, still not carrying a gun in case they did get to him, and figured everything out. So he drops the manuscript in the mail, and he comes back outside, and he hears, "Hi, Buzz," and it's Sugar Popp.
Hey.
She's across the street. She comes running across the street. She has a button-up shirt, not unlike Bev, that's tied high on her midriff, and the buttons open so that, quote, miles of flesh showed between her breasts.
Miles. How big is this woman?
Just like there's just like
she's
like
very busty. Giant.
Tons of extra flesh. Just
miles.
So that's gross. But she starts making chit chat with Buzz, and he's like, "I thought you were mad at me." And she says, "Well, I didn't really like seeing you go queer, but live and let live, right? So do you want to hang out?" Huh? I know. Yeah. So she's like, "Do you want to hang out?" And Buzz is like, "You know what? If I'm about to die today, I might as well go out next to just miles and miles of cleavage." So they hop in her car and they drive to breakfast. And they're sitting across from each other when Sugar goes, "Hey, listen," and leans towards Buzz. Quote, "Her arms were crossed on the table, and do you know what that did to her breasts? It pushed them together and it pushed them out. That's what." At this point, I'm just like, this author was like, all he wanted to do was describe breasts, and he made up an entire convoluted story around it. and then he got published, and then people read it, and I just am like, what a world. Anyway, so Sugar Popp is like, "Hey, listen, do you want to join me at the Blue Mirror right now? We have to audition a new girl." And Buzz is like, "That sounds fantastic." So they drive to the Blue Mirror. It's the middle of the day, but it's dark inside, as strip clubs are. And Sugar Popp leads him. Sugar Popp leads him to the main room later. And tells him to sit down right in front of the stage. And she says, "I'll be right back." So Buzz is sitting there, and suddenly he hears music, and a spotlight hits the stage, and Sugar Popp comes crawling out, and she is completely naked. And then Buzz goes on to describe her body the same way he's described all women's bodies so far, so I won't.
Like her boobs are exploding?
Yeah, exploding boobs, like teeny tiny waist, has hips, so, very, very thrilling for men.
I thought he's there to see a new girl, though.
Yes, so that's what she told him, but then she's like, "Wait right here," and then she comes out. And so Sugar's up there dancing around, she's touching herself quite erotically. She's like, "Buzz,
couldn't they have just done this in someone's apartment?" Isn't this how it's normally done? Like, just at someone's
You
apartment?
gotta set the mood, okay?
She's setting the mood.
You need the right ambiance. You gotta be inside the strip club for this kind of thing.
Exactly. Do you have, like, surround sound and a spotlight in your apartment? No. So she's just like yelling at him from the stage about how badly she wants him. And Buzz is like gripping the table so he doesn't lose it. And Sugar goes, I get it, you're gay, but I want you so bad. The three of us can make it together. That's the groovy way. That's the groovy way, Buzz. Real degenerate.
The three of us?
Yeah. Who's the third one?
His lover, his boyfriend.
Oh, right.
She's like, I don't care if you're gay. I want you so bad. I'm willing to, let's just do this like degenerate, sick shit. The three of us
like
together.
in Sense8? Have you seen Sense8?
Yes.
Isn't that like in Sense8 with that? I haven't seen the whole thing, actually, to be fair. No. But with the two guys who are in the relationship and the other girl who's like the actress?
Yeah, but
well,
that's
that sounds
because
like what this is.
Well, that's because they all share a mind, so it's like... It's
No, the two guys who are like together.
Uh-huh.
But
she's not trying to sleep with them, like Sugar Pop is.
She's just
Sugar
trying
Pop
to
is
hang
like,
out?
No, Sugar Pop is like, we can still do it. Like, you can have your partner there.
Oh.
Yeah,
she's like trying to insert herself into this gay sex, and it's not going to work.
Yeah, because that's not how gay works. But
that's fine. Whatever.
So she's propositioning him, and Buzz is like, oh my god, I want to do this so bad. Like he does. But he's also, there's a little voice in the back of his head that's like, okay, also this is clearly a performance, and she's just trying to get Pete's name out of me. So he says to her, it takes all of his will, but he says it won't work, Sugar. Then she just gets like really cold, and she's like, just fine. Like if you won't go for me, maybe you'll go for one of your own. And Buzz is like, okay, well, I'm ready to leave. Like, I've seen enough for today. I'm ready to leave now. Because he's like, his little flag is going up. He's pretty sure something's going on.
When
his little flag.
But wouldn't that have been like option one? Is like, if he's presenting as gay, like, don't take him to a strip club and strip for him. Like option one would be to like bring Daniel in and have him strip.
I mean, because it's they're all trying to seduce him.
Every
so, like,
single
Bev is,
character
like, trying
in this book
to seduce him.
Yeah.
And like Aunt Martha was supposed to seduce him, and she did.
Well, see listen, so you can see who she has ready for him. Buzz wants to leave, but Sugar Pop pulls out a pistol from her robe and tells him to sit down.
Wait, I thought she was naked.
Yeah, she put a robe on real quick and then she pulled the pistol out.
Okay.
We're now at chapter 21. Sugar Pop throws on the stage lights and introduces the one and only, the invader of your dreams, the exposer of your desires. Give the little lady a great big hand. Then out of the wings stepped ... something. It was a creature one could hardly claim was born of the mating of a normal man and woman. At first sight, it was a short scarecrow dressed in a sequined garish yellow gown. The arms and legs were not merely skinny, they were scrawny, knobby, muscled, hairy. Simpering with the caricatured coyness of an old maid, the face, covered with heavy, awkward makeup, was bestial. The feet were large, but adorned with high-heeled slippers of gold. Upon these, the thing stumbled awkwardly in weird attempt to imitate the sensuous walk of an elegant striptease artist. The entire melange was topped by a black fright wig that was like the head of Medusa, dozens of clumsy coils sticking out in all directions. I'm here to tell you that I never saw a sight.
Are like, what the fuck?
I'm here to tell you that I never saw a sight to make man or beast sicker. I sink back into my seat, gaping like an idiot. Hello, lover! Screeched the beast. Like me? It ran its hands over its body in horrible imitation of the movements of Sugar Pop. It giggled, simpered, cooed. It wiggled its scrawny hips. It gyrated its body. It did everything a fiend of hell would do to show the ugliness of sex. It was, in a word, ghastly.
Oh my God.
Okay, wait. So he's saying this about a female body stripping in front of him. Mm-hmm. Ghastly.
Not female.
Okay.
The creature moves closer, saying, "Take me, Buzzy."
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
And Buzz says, "Then I recognized it.
Susie
Merle.
Q. Oh, it's Merle.
It's Merle. Okay. Do you guys... It's Merle.
Is Merle Susie Q?
No, I don't think so.
What?
No, because they were watching Susie Q perform together. Okay, never mind.
You mean Sugar Pop?
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry, my bad.
Because Merle is Sugar Pop's brother.
Yeah.
Which is why it was so weird that he was at the strip club watching her dance.
Being like, oh, wait till you see the finale.
I guess now it makes sense.
A little more sense, yeah. Because he actually admires his sister's moves and things like that.
That's why.
All right, well, that makes, at least that makes, like, kind of...
It helps.
So he was, like, admiring her performance.
Exactly.
There's more context now.
Yeah, okay.
So...
makes it slightly better.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't realize from earlier descriptions of Merle that he was, like a complete monster, you know?
He's like a short, stocky guy. He's like the pug version of a man.
Oh.
Is that right?
That sounds right.
Okay, that's how I imagine. I imagine him like looking like Winston Churchill or something.
Okay. Oh, well, him dressed in drag apparently is like the most repulsive thing on the planet, on hell and So the music stops, but Merle keeps striking poses. It's really awkward. It's really awkward for everyone involved. Sugar Popp says, disgusting, isn't he? The worst, the biggest gay of them all. He's got the outside of a hood and the inside of a damn transvestite. I hate his guts.
Oh.
So Sugar's like, Buzz, you've been driving us nuts. You won't sleep with anyone. Are you gay? Are you straight? Are you bi? Are you asexual? And Buzz,
He's supposedly with someone. He's with
exactly.
people.
Yeah.
Like, so, I mean, why is that so hard?
Why is it so hard for people?
1960. I mean, it's not like, you know, monogamy is still a thing in the 60s, right?
Yeah, I don't know. But they
still a thing.
They like, monogamy, you know, they've thrown so many people at him, so many different characters of different shapes and sizes and sexes and whatever, that they're like, you're driving us insane. And Buzz is like, so you're part of the Cuba setup then? And Sugar Popp, again, very conveniently, says, why not tell you the whole bit?
Hey, all right.
Okay.
We're putting you on a plane
He's like,
to Cuba.
let me get out my notebook.
Exactly, yeah. Let me sit down. I've got
Tell
to
me all the things.
Yeah. So she tells him that they're going to put Buzz on a plane to Cuba. So might as well disclose everything. So Sugar Popp then reveals she's the mastermind behind all of it. She set up the whole thing with Castro. She's responsible for Jazzy, for Chad and his girlfriend / aunt, quote, hundreds of queers in LA, and now I'm going to get tons of money for you. Buzz once again realizes all he has in his pocket is his smarts, so he's got to outsmart her. So he keeps talking to her, and he asks, and Merle, how does...
You're gay!
You're gay! Sugar, you're gay as I come. No, he takes a different approach. He says, how does Merle fit into all of this? And Sugar Popp goes, Merle? Hell, he's the reason for it all. He's why I feel the way I do towards all the flabbergasts in the world. I hate them all. And do you know why? Because some damn queen seduced him when he was a kid, making him what he is, a sick, rotten queer instead of the man he seems to be on the outside.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay.
And so Buzz is like, are you telling me that what you're doing is just revenge on all homos for what happened to Merle? That's a quote, all homos for what happened to Merle. Mm-hmm. And she says, exactly. What better way, I ask you? Turn the bastards over to the Reds, let their lovers pay money to the Reds, and to me, incidentally, my take isn't bad, you know. This way I get even with them, good. Every single son of a bitch of them. Make them suffer every way, through their pocketbooks and through betraying their country to the communists. And you didn't think I had brains. Buzz says to himself, well, I have run into plenty of espionage cases in my time, all for various motivations, but none as bizarre as this. None had such an outlandish reason for existence. And I wrote, I'll fucking say, like, you guys, this is it. This is how this all happened. Sugar Popp just hates gays. And so she's sending them to Cuba. Fidel Castro's like, okay, this is absurd.
She hates gays because her
brother,
her fugly brother.
Yeah, somebody seduced him when he was a kid, making him gay.
So Sugar, just to make sure I understand this. Sugar Popp the stripper is behind the whole fucking communist sex ring?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god. So in my part, you know, when she was stripping with her sparkler boobs,
Yeah.
like, so, you know, he was imagining her saying, like, here it is, flag bearers,
Yes.
like, look at it and weep or whatever,
Yes.
you know, the hell she was saying. And so, like, it was kind of true then, in a sense,
Yeah.
I guess. It wasn't Beyonce-like. It was more like angry.
Exactly.
There was some menacing.
Yeah,
there's-
not like friendly like Beyonce.
Yeah,
behind
for
the
sure.
tassels, the sparkling tassels.
Ah, okay.
Pure evil behind
Oh, that's
those.
interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because it kind of definitely goes back to my his reading of her performance in the very first third.
Yeah.
You know, wow.
Yeah. So Sugar Popp is strutting around. She's just like shitting on all men. And Buzz realizes this is his moment. He says, I have a hunch she's in love with me. So rather than hit her with a table, I'm going to seduce her. He literally is like, I know I could pick up this table and smash her over the head right now. But instead I'm going to seduce her.
Can I just say, to the extent that like homosexuality or like gay culture is like caricaturized, like I think heterosexuality and male like heterosexuality is also characterized like in this like very grotesque way where it's like, oh, she's doing this and so obviously like I'm just gonna fucking fuck her.
Yep. That's the
because that's what I do as a straight man.
That's the logical conclusion.
Yeah, for sure. So he says, it can still turn out differently. You and I could be together, and you could send Merle to Cuba in my place. He's like, you've got it all figured out, this little racket you've got going. I want in on it, and I want you. Then he looks at her boobs. It's described as touching her boobs with his eyes, and she all out loses it. She loses it. I mean, you know how it is when a man looks at your boobs and you're like, change of plans.
That's never happened to me.
Well,
has that happened to you, Amber?
Oh man,
like every day, probably.
You do not seduce a woman by looking at her breasts
and touching them with your eyes.
With your eyes.
Oh
well,
God,
it worked. It worked on Sugar Popp. Because then she's like, "Oh, this isn't a bad plan at all." Suddenly, Merle stops prancing around and he starts paying attention.
Has he been dancing this whole time?
He's been making
and, like,
poses.
striking a
Yes.
pose?
Yeah, he has. And so he comes over and Buzz is like, "Come on, I'll get the money from my lover, and you can tell all the fingerling potatoes in town you made me unfaithful to my homo lover."
I fucking love fingerling potatoes. They're so cute.
They
and
are
tiny and good.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So Sugar then turns on Merle and she says, "Too bad, sis. When you gotta go, you gotta go." Then Merle and Sugar Popp get into this knockdown, drag-out fight. Buzz sees his moment and he snatches the gun from Sugar Popp. The two of them hardly even notice him. They're clawing at each other. They're ripping each other's clothes off, especially Sugar Popp's shirt, which she also doesn't have a bra on underneath. Buzz takes one, long, lingering look.
None of the women here wear bras.
No, never.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right. They're just accidentally like grabbing at her.
I know,
like,
right?
button-down shirt.
Well, she's got miles of cleavage, so where else are you going to grab, I guess? But
yeah, I mean that's true. That's true. Her cleavage is like taking up the whole place.
So Buzz, with one last lingering look at some boobs, goes to the phone in the corner and he calls for help, and then he sits down to watch them fight naked.
Naked?
Yep.
They're naked, not
That's
him.
what he said.
Brother and sister naked fighting
Brother and
in a strip
sister
club?
naked fighting. He even says, I have to find
Dude, this is like the kinkiest shit I have ever fucking heard in my
He ends this
history of
chapter
reading
with
books that are in this type of
Right?
genre.
I don't even know.
He
what's
says, "You
happening.
see, I have my own depravities."
What did he say?
I have my own depravities. Did I pronounce that word wrong, by the way? Depravities?
No, that's right.
Okay.
Depravity?
Who says that?
Buzz says that. He's watching them naked, and
So
that's
he's
how he
into
ends
it.
the chapter. He's like, you see, I have my own depravities.
Yeah, he's totally fucking into it.
What
This
the fuck?
brother-sister
Yep.
naked
He even
fight
describes
at
it
a
as
strip club.
bestial.
Oh my Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah.
What is?
I know. I
This
know.
book. Dude, okay, why is it okay? I mean, like, alright, we'll move on.
Okay, well, we're almost done. We have one chapter left. This is chapter 22. It's Friday.
Should not be 22
I
chapters.
know. It's Friday, June 26th at 6 p.m. at a secret location. So it has been exactly 2 weeks since the beginning of the book.
Right.
Hashtag Fortnite. So Buzz and the local division chief, Elliot Smith, no relation, are sitting in a temporary headquarters for closing out the case. They've got Sugar. They've got, quote, a gang of transvestites there. They've got the big hood who brought Jack Monterey into the back room. They've got Merle. They don't have Merle, actually. Merle is in a psychiatric hospital claiming to be Marie Antoinette and Catherine the Great, battling Sugar for the love of her life, Buzz.
Is that not a real thing where, like, someone has, or it's like a thing where people think that they're Anne Frank or like Marie
Yes, that
Antoinette,
is a thing. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but it doesn't make any
Well-
sense that he would go from being Merle Porter to all of a sudden...
Oh, okay. So they would think that they're like Anne Frank or Marie Antoinette like their whole fucking life.
Like, that would... Well, maybe not their whole life, but that would be like a delusion thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where Merle is.
I saw it in
Sugar's
American
in the
Horror
other
Story,
room.
so
Oh my god.
must be true. It must be.
Yeah. Sugar's in the other room being interrogated. She's now turned on Fidel Castro because she thinks he's gay. So she has no allegiance to him anymore. She tells them where DC Smithers is being held captive in Santa Barbara. They send some people to go rescue him. Sugar Popp explains how she had to find out if Buzz was a G-man or a gay man with a rich lover, so she tried to seduce him every way she knew how. Men, women, even a freak like her brother. She's describing all this, and Buzz is just like, I can't take this anymore. He turns away and he tells Elliot he's really looking forward to a break. And that's when Elliot's like, so about that, you are so good at being an undercover homosexual that you have a new assignment as a homosexual, and it starts in 2 days. Which, first of all, he is not good at that. We have established, like, he's tried to or has slept with several women, or a couple women, you know, while as an undercover. He's never,
anyway, in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, and he touches boobs, and he never even so much as, like, puts up a limp wrist to convince people he's gay. He's just, like... relying on people wanting him left and right. It's absurd.
Elliot Smith is like, you know what boobs look like? Like a sideways figure 8.
Oh my god. No, but but Buzz... Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
You like
But okay, so wait, but Buzz is good at doing this, right? Because like he's got the whole fucking
Okay, you're right. The case is
you're
right.
He's like
He's succeeded.
man.
You're right.
He is fucking good. He like got invited to that fucking party at the place, you know,
With all the things happening behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I think he could be better
just
at
hates
it
it.
by not sleeping with women. That's just my...
Well,
oh, of course.
that's definitely
Yeah,
a
that's
thing,
true.
yeah.
But did word of that get out?
No, nobody knows.
Because Martha didn't tell Chad.
Yeah, that's true.
In so many words,
Right.
So
like,
as far as anybody knows or whatever, like he is gay, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, Buzz leaps in horror and says, no, not another homo case. And Elliot's like, well, this is the biggest homo case of them all, and it starts in 2 days, so you have to do it. And Buzz is like, but I have to have sex with women. It's been 2 weeks. It's been a fucking fortnight. And Elliot's like...
It hasn't even been.
No, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Since Aunt Martha?
Oh, no, good point.
Well,
Not since Aunt Martha, you're right. It's been 2 weeks since the start of this assignment, but he's already, slept with a woman, showered with a woman, like, yeah.
What else does he need? Jesus, I have cats, and it's like, they're fine.
Well, Buzz is very, very, very heterosexual, so he's like, I have to go have sex, and Elliot's like, listen, bro, I'm also heterosexual, so you can't blow your cover, but if you have to go have sex with a woman, just keep it on the down low, and I'll see you in 2 days.
I also just want to say I don't have sex with my cats. I was just saying that they're really good companions is all.
When you have cats, you don't need sex.
No, I don't love them in that way. Goodness. I just want to make that clear. God. Thank you for this interruption.
I'm sorry, PETA.
Sorry, PETA. Oh my god. So I'm going to read you just the last section of the book.
Okay.
It's Friday, June 26th, 11 p.m., the Hollywood Hills.
It's my mom's birthday.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom. Beverly, this is Buzz. Who? Buzz? I swear I've got to get this phone fixed. I keep hearing a buzz. It's Cardigan, damn it. Buzz Cardigan. How do you spell that? C-A-R... Hey, cut it out, damn it. Listen, Beverly, the shackles are off and I want to see you. In fact, I've got to see you.
Amber is the color of your energy? How do you spell that?
A-M... Hey, wait a second.
Wait a second! You're making me spell a sentence.
Oh my god.
So Beverly yawns. Buzz, if you're going to tell me that your homosexual life was just an escapade and you're ready to come back to little old normal me, I'm not buying it. It's nothing like that, Beverly, baby. You'll understand my explanation completely. Beverly? Yes, darling? Ever hear a bull in heat? Buzz! I'll be in bed waiting for you. And
he's there waiting like Pat Benson, like already
masturbating.
Exactly.
And Beverly, you better get over here fast, honey. If you don't, I'm starting without you. I'm hurrying! Nope. I'm hurrying! The end!
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You guys, question. I have a question.
What was that whole exchange?
I won't ask about Buzz, but I'm curious let's think about who we would cast as Bev Tyler. Who would we cast as Bev Tyler? Like this woman from the Midwest, like...
who's the girl on the American Office who played the main... She's so sweet.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, you know who? I always get her mixed up with Amy Adams.
Ooh, I could see Amy Adams being this.
Or her doppelganger, the lady who's on The Office. Yeah.
Terry Hatcher from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, she's a little bit too bitchy.
Who would be Bev Tyler?
Well...
Brie Larson?
Brie Larson.
Like, I mean, I'm trying to think like nowadays, not like Terry Hatcher from the 90s, but like Brie Larson could, I think, pull it off. Be like also like Midwest, also like kind of super spy-ish.
Would she wear gold lame pants though?
Oh man, I imagine Brie Larson in gold lame pants like ever since I learned what gold lame was. You know, like ever since I fucking Googled gold lame, I was like, fucking Brie Larson all the way.
Oh my god. Okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is the inside of a straight man's head.
Oh, that's it?
Man from Pansy. Don Rico. That's it.
Oh, man.
What a book.
What a book.
Book.
All right. Well, what did we like, not like, etc.?
What is with all the fucking homophobia?
Oh my god.
Okay,
he's also
Daniel,
gay.
Daniel. Let's see this out together.
Okay.
I think it's not necessarily like quote unquote progressive, but I do think it's like an interesting representation of LGBT lifestyle in the 1960s from the 1960s.
This is like very graphic depictions of what, like the party, for instance, is very like setting the scene and like letting you giving you a description of everything that's everything that's happening.
I know,
like,
which is significant, no?
I guess. Yeah.
Because otherwise, wouldn't he just be like, and that was bullshit? Just like Schwab's department store or whatever the fuck.
It's so weird that, so is this written for straight people? What is it?
Probably this is why it didn't succeed. Like, this is why everybody's been telling us to read Man from Camp instead, you know?
Yeah.
Like, You know, and because it's like it's not a definitely a great detective story.
No.
And it's not like an iconic gay landmark.
No.
It's like just this weird in between that like doesn't fit anywhere.
Like, if you love boobs, you're gonna love this book. Well, if you love boobs and you don't care about plot or storytelling or...
Right.
Yeah.
But
I do think it has redeeming qualities in terms of like LGBT representation. I just think it's a horrible book.
I absolutely agree.
Like, and why I think it's a horrible book is I think it's overtold. I think there's too many characters. Like, who the fuck is Jed Mordecai? Like, I think that there were like unnecessary digressions and like why the hell did any of like this could easily be much shorter. It did not need to be this many pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
What do you guys think?
Why did it even happen?
But obviously it happened to the point where like there's a trilogy. There's 3 books around Buzz Cardigan. So like these people, you know, in 1967 or so, were like, oh, this works and this sells and there must have been logic there.
Yeah.
So and at the same time, I don't think it was necessarily like this. Yeah, I think it was bad.
I agree.
But
it was bad.
I think we improved it immensely.
Oh yeah.
Is what I think.
Please don't read the book. Just listen to our recap.
Please, dear Jesus Christ, there are so many things like War and Peace.
That's quite a jump from The Man from Pansy to War and Peace.
There are books in between as well. You should read those instead.
Yeah. I'm glad it's over.
Me too. I just like, how many different ways can you describe large boobs?
I'm
it's
disappointed
so
in how
boring.
it ended, though.
Me too.
Like, why the
like,
fuck?
really, all the bad characters were like, let me tell you what I did and why. And then, and then Buzz is like, hey, Bev, come over. That's it. That's how the book ended.
That happens in a lot of like B movies and horror movies, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let me just hold this gun to your head, but not actually shoot it.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Let me definitely give you time to find a way out, and meanwhile, explain. Yeah.
Let me be evil and tell you about my evil plan before I kill you.
Right.
Yeah. Like, so. I mean, I thought that the like LGBT characters were like more interesting than the straight characters.
Sure.
The straight characters being primarily represented by Buzz, who was like not just straight, but almost like excessively, extremely straight. You know, and so I thought that,
and yet
like,
still really good at navigating all these spaces.
Exactly.
Yeah, he was the one that they had to choose.
Super fascinating, like that they chose him, this like guy who insists on reasserting his heterosexualdy. You know, and so I think that, like, I mean, I think I actually, you know, Daniel, and you can see the Twitter feed at 33_Pulp, where I had like posted, I was like, oh, I'm like embarrassed about like what I had said in episode 1 because of what happened in your third of the book. And then I was like, you know what? Actually, I don't necessarily think so. I think like it could be, you know, it could be still interpreted in this particular way because like the story is driven forward by these kinds of sexual quote unquote transgressions and these characters that are LGBT, you know, like, and so I don't know. I think that, I mean, for this book to have been written in 1967, I think that it does interesting things, while purporting to be like a detective story. It's not a gay story.
That's true.
You know? So, I don't think it's a good book. I don't think it's great LGBT representation, but I do think that it does interesting things given its time.
Yeah, given its time. Given the context. Yes.
I wrote down just while you were talking, how can you be gay when women have backs? You know?
Right, yeah.
I don't know the answer myself, but
I'm so looking forward to our next book, which is it's going to be so quick and easy, and like I can already tell from the back cover that it's going to be a hoot and a holler, because I sent you guys a picture of the back cover where it says, like, he likes legs all 12 months of the year, unless it's leap year, then 13 months. Right?
Right.
We should post this on the back, because that doesn't make any sense. You don't get a 13th month in leap year. Like, and that's the back cover. Like, nobody copy edited the back cover. So I think it's going to be really fun to read.
All right. Well, next time on 33% Pulp, Daniel will recap part 1 of said book by Carter Brown entitled A Corpse for Christmas. And that will be very exciting because we will learn about 13-month years and so forth.
So, as a reminder, anyone who leaves a review will receive a bookmark if we can figure out who you are, that is. So when you leave a review, just take a screenshot of the review you're leaving and then send it to us at our email. weare3@33pulp.com.
Yeah, there will be two people will get one of our books. So, it'll be great. And your names will be announced, during the third episode of our book, A Corpse for Christmas. To keep up with the show, subscribe to this podcast wherever you are currently listening to us from, whether it be iPhone media player or iTunes or Google Music. We are everywhere, I think, at this point. If you would like to reach us via social media, our Twitter handle is at 33_pulp. On Instagram, we are at 33pulp. Our website is 33pulp.com. And you can email us at weare3@33pulp.com. So we are 3 spelled out THREE at 33pulp.com. Yay. All right. Well, for all of us, thanks for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.